Hello and welcome to the Dig Break Podcast, episode 33 for the week of September 13th, 2015. I'm your host, James Lee, and with me today we have Ravenstorm barking.
Howdy.
Max Lee.
Hello.
And Taylor Kelsey.
Heyo.
Hey guys. Another week of news, more news, always more news all around.
You sounded so sad when you said that.
Well, some of it's good, some of it bad.
There's more news to shovel into your face.
I know.
That's suffering.
Yeah, I broke my phone this week. I should actually tell you guys about my experience not having a phone for 2 days.
No.
It was an unfortunate combination of timing and luck that just destroyed my phone. Well, I cracked the screen and then I replaced it on Friday night. It took like 3 hours. It took my brother and I 3 hours to replace the thing. Because when you, like, I guess for my phone in particular, or I'm not sure if it's for a lot of phones, but like I was watching YouTube videos of guys like disassembling my phone and my model of phone and repairing it, and they were like, "Oh, this is on the easier side of phones to repair." I'm like, "What?" Because the way they replaced the screen was pretty like. You take away 13 tiny little screws, and then like you have to pry off the entire chassis, and it's a really terrible affair. Like you basically have to disassemble the entire phone just to replace the screen, which to me is really dumb. Because like ideally, I'd want like on the back you would just put all the components on it, and then on the top is the screen, like a box. So you like if you were to replace the screen, it'd be like taking off the lid and replacing the lid of a box. But it's like reverse, so it's like as if you turn the box upside down and you have to take everything out. Anyways, it was a pretty ridiculous process, but I saw someone replace the glass and not the digitizer. So like I guess there's a difference between like the display and the glass that's attached to the display.
Digitizer sounds like a Tron word.
I know.
It doesn't actually sound like a real thing.
You were being sent to the digitizer.
Oh damn.
De-arrest me.
Yeah, don't de-arrest me. So basically, like I saw this hardcore guide. Like instead of purchasing just the replacement display and glass assembly, like that's what I ordered. It was like $60. You just like it's the glass and the display all put together already for you, and then you just have to screw it on. Some guy instead had his just bought the glass. And basically, the guy had to heat up the phone to like really hot temperatures, so the adhesive on the glass would peel off. And then he slid some credit cards beneath the glass to pry off the glass. And I'm like, "What is he doing?" And then at some point, I saw it. I was looking at the video, like because I was trying to work on the phone, and then I looked back up to just watching it. It was in the background, and like he has like 3 credit cards slid under the glass. I'm like, what is this guy doing?
Did it work?
Well, obviously for him it did, but for me it was a little bit different. I had a different it was easier for me because I didn't have to do that, but it was still an ordeal. It took 3 hours, and I barely got the phone working. Like, I think my phone at first started only registering touches if one finger was attached to it. Was on the touch screen. It wouldn't register that finger, but it would register the second finger. So in order to touch the screen, I would have to put one finger on it and then tap away. I've got that fixed though. It's just really weird.
Good.
But yeah, living without a smartphone for 2 days ruined me. It was horrible.
You're a changed man.
I'm a changed man now. Yeah, it was as if I just went to the forest and just lived off the wilderness for 2 days and then came back. Because
with the computer and
the
internet.
I know.
Just not your phone.
It was really funny because like I had my alarm clock on my smartphone, and being a 21st century man, I do not have a regular analog alarm clock or any other digital alarm clock in my room. That was my alarm clock. My smartphone was my alarm clock. So like when my phone broke, I couldn't use the phone at all because when the glass broke, the touchscreen broke, so I couldn't really do anything, including dismiss alarms or create alarms. So
did you already have some set that went off?
I had one set for Thursday morning that went off, but the thing is I couldn't dismiss it, so it kept ringing, and in order for me to like get it to stop, I would just have to shut off the phone manually just by like holding down the button, like strangling it.
Oh my god.
And then when I turned it back on, the alarm would still start ringing. So I couldn't dismiss the alarm, so like I just left it off. And so for Friday morning, I had the stupidest setup ever. It was just all around bad. So I had my Zune HD, which had an alarm clock on it, but it had to be plugged in order for the alarm clock to be used. So I had that plugged into my laptop, which had always on USB. So like it powers the laptop, the Zune, even though it's off. So you could charge your phone or whatever when the laptop is off. So I had that plugged in, and then I had some like my portable speakers plugged in. So it was just like a mess of wires that were replaced by my smartphone. So yeah, that's my experience with the ghettoest alarm clock ever.
Wow.
It was a hard 2 days for me because I couldn't text you about every tiny thing that was happening in my Metal Gear game.
Oh right, yeah, because apparently
it's very traumatic.
How many hours do you have in that now?
Like 21, 22, not that much.
That's a lot. That's a lot for a single player game.
That's a lot for a short time.
For 1 week. That's true. I've gone 40.
People, come on, people play that like 100 hours already.
I think
but those people are, a bit on the. I have a lot of time in.
Yeah, I think. Well, even if you're like a college student, like I remember somewhere in October, I was clocking in 80 hours a week for every 2 weeks. Because on Steam it tells you how many hours of games you've played for every 2 weeks, and I got to 80 at some point, which meant I was doing what,
math.
40, like full-time job status, 40 hours a week, 8 hours a day gaming. It was nuts. That was not good.
Yeah, I remember when you told me about that. You seemed so disappointed.
I was so disappointed.
You were like, "Hey, I've been 40 hours a week. It's like a full-time job."
It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, no, it was.
I wouldn't recommend it. Similarly, I hit 1,000 hours in Counter-Strike a couple weeks ago. Also sad about that.
I'm at 800.
Oh, yeah, you're getting there. But news this week. I guess we'll start with the tech news. First one is 3 more cities are being considered for Google Fiber: Irvine, California; San Diego, California; and Louisville, Kentucky.
Lucky.
Yay for the people in San Diego and Irvine, I guess, and yay for the people in Kentucky and Louisville.
Yeah, for the 4 people in Louisville who understand how useful this is.
I believe Louisville seems to be a fairly large city.
Dude, Kentucky is kind of like booming as far as tech goes because it's cheap there.
It's cheap, yeah. Like, there just seems to be a growing trend of a lot of tech people like moving out into the Midwest, or I guess that's Mid-East, right?
The country.
Yeah, moving out to the country to in more rural areas, even though they're still in cities. Even though they're still in cities, so that the infrastructure is good, because regulations kind of lax and taxes are low, so it's a good place to start a business.
And San Francisco is the most expensive city on the planet
to live in. Well, New York.
Nope, San Francisco's past New York.
Oh wow.
Good
okay.
God.
Every time someone brings that up, though, I always have to remind people that you're not paying for the square footage in your apartment. You're paying for the right to live in that city.
It's still too expensive.
It's still very expensive. That's true. Even around the Bay Area, like everywhere around there, it's just bad. It's just a bad.
Yeah, San Francisco sucks. People that like it are stupid. I don't understand it.
I like San Francisco, but I don't know if I could live there and pay that much money.
San Francisco?
I just like dense urban areas.
There's plenty of those.
Well,
there's a good food culture there.
There's a good food culture there.
There's good food everywhere. Next.
No, there's not. There's not.
I can confirm there's not good food everywhere.
I have a coworker. He used to be a chef in San Francisco, and he told me about the fact that there are no good restaurants here.
I disagree.
There are no good restaurants here, like high quality, good restaurants. But in San Francisco, there's just a bunch of shit. There's everything you could ever want, but here it's like there's nothing.
Well, what good places would you guys go to?
Like what?
Tres Hermanas. Tres Hermanas. That's Mexican food.
A lot of Mexican food, yeah.
It's mostly just like Mexican food, so.
Yeah.
San Francisco also has a lot of Mexican restaurants.
That's also true.
The thing is, big cities, big, heavily urbanized areas are always going to have a very diverse food culture.
Yeah, because it's just you just have a lot of people there, and then that's just how it is. So yeah, so that's 3 cities with Google Fiber, 3 more cities to add. We'll see which places get fiber next. I'm not sure. I would like
How
to.
are they choosing the cities?
Based on infrastructure and potential, insert CLG joke here. There's I guess they have they say that they have to talk to the municipalities and all that, utilities providers and all that. There's a lot of, it's mostly bureaucratic factors, I think, and then some physical factors like topography. And whoever wherever there's a large amount of people that could benefit from that. In the case of Irvine and San Diego, you have Irvine and San Diego, and then Louisville, I guess it's still a city. So moving on, the LAPD has adopted Teslas into their police force, I guess.
Yes, yes, they have.
It looks pretty cool. Have you seen the police version of the P85D?
I have not.
It's decked out in the black and white, and it is sleek.
It looks rad. Not gonna lie, great for traversing that terrible LA traffic.
You know what's funny though? They also introduced the BMW i3, and I don't know if you guys have seen the i3.
I've seen the
i3.
i3.
That little tiny smart car. It's the smart car, but it's electric.
By
and
BMW.
It's by BMW.
Yeah, I've seen it. Or is that also a cop car now?
Yeah, that's another thing that they're including.
Police smart car?
They're rolling out electric scooters and motorcycles too, for patrol people.
Good choice of words. They are rolling them out.
That was the point.
I think that's actually where the term came from. I wonder what the use of the i3s are, because those things are I'm not sure what they're gonna use them for. Are they gonna use it for just transporting policemen, just for that purpose, not really for chasing or anything?
It's for the clowns that they need to cart around sometimes.
Right.
You can fit a lot of clowns in one of those cars.
One step closer to those Blade Runner police car ships things.
Yep.
Starfighters. Okay.
Honestly, I'm really glad. Do you know that on the topic that LA has the largest electric vehicle force on the planet right now?
Well, I guess, now they do, I guess. Yeah. Yep. It's actually interesting because I talked to it was a former police officer, and he said that the mileage on those Crown Victorias that they used to use in the police force got the worst mileage ever.
Makes sense. They're huge.
Yeah, and now that they're transitioning to electric vehicles, I wonder how much the gas savings are. Must be pretty significant going
It's
from
the smoggiest
Crown
city
Vic
in the
to
planet
zero.
anyway.
Yeah, and I don't know how many cars they're adding to the police force, but hopefully it'll spark some change. I've seen the Teslas have been surprisingly popular. Oh man, I've been surprisingly popular. When I went camping this summer, I went to a racetrack. I camped by a racetrack. That's smart, being woken up by the sound of race cars every morning.
Just as Mother Nature wanted.
Yeah, just as Mother Nature intended. But I actually saw a lot of Teslas there, and I mean.
Hey.
And I guess it has to do with the fact that they're just they also perform as well as being electric, because people have that that stigma of electric cars being Priuses basically, and now
So far, but I think honestly, I'm saving up for a single Tesla stock.
Tesla
share.
stock, one share.
A single share, yeah, and that's
a smart decision, I think.
The share price.
What is the share price? This is dramatic pause.
$250.24.
Oh, that's not bad. I would do that. I would invest in that.
It just seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I would say so.
Solar City, though. Solar City is.
I see
that
that
a separate
everywhere. Yeah, that's a separate thing. I think that's not Tesla, is it? I don't think so.
Well,
think so.
It's not Tesla. It's Lyndon Rive does it. I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Nope.
He's just the founder of Solar City, I think.
Okay.
I think he might have brought up another company before that. I remember reading something about him. I just don't.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I always see
but-
Solar City, and I just think like they're trying to. It's like, I don't know if it's them or some other company that's trying to hire a ton of like unemployed teenagers and do door-to-door things, and it just doesn't seem very kind of scammy. It gave me scam vibes.
Like a pyramid?
No.
Yeah, pyramid
that's-
scheme
that's-
vibes.
That's another one. That's Spark Energy. I actually worked for them.
How was that?
Predictably
Predictably terrible?
It was very bad. Very bad. Have I told you about this?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So, my first job ever was as a door-to-door salesman. I was supposed to pitch people.
That already
this-
sounds like the worst job ever.
Yeah,
God, I could never
okay,
do that.
so
It sounds terrible.
it really is. You have to handle rejection really well, and I didn't care.
Well, I'm
I didn't
used
so
to
much
that.
care about that. But you have to pitch people on adding. Basically, what you're doing is scamming them. You're adding a charge on top of a charge they already have for something they don't need, but you have to convince them that it's something they do need.
That sounds
Sounds like a
horrible.
nail.
Yeah, no, it felt. Once I went out on the field day and figured out like what they were doing, I was just like, this is a pyramid scheme. This is terrible.
Okay, so not Solar City. Okay, that makes sense. I guess we'll move on from pyramid schemes of. Yeah, Taylor, you want to talk about the Bungie composer getting a
I
settlement
still can't
with
pull
Bungie?
up the exact article, so
Okay,
my
we'll get back to that
knowledge is
then.
a little bit fuzzy.
We'll get back to that
Chrome
then.
is still not working.
Okay, we'll get back to that because I have some other news. There's some Windows 10 scumminess abound, where computers that had Windows 7 or Windows 8 installed would still be downloading Windows 10 onto their computer, even though their owners specifically stated not to upgrade to Windows 10 or Windows 10. It's really weird because at first people would be like, why would you not take the free upgrade? And then other people would say, I have data fees, and if stuff like this will make me pay overage charges, which, by the way, most bullshit thing I've ever heard of is data caps. Like it's just the worst thing. Just
On your computer?
no on your for your internet
data
provider.
caps.
Internet data caps for your like home
Yeah,
internet.
that sucks.
Yeah, I would if you have an ISP with data caps. I feel sorry for you. I
I don't know
yeah.
if Comcast still does it, but they at least used to have data caps.
I think I
And
actually
it was
saw
like
a tab.
200 I think it was like 250 gigs a month.
Yeah, makes no sense to me. I don't know why they would have data caps. Even like I feel like mobile data caps are also bullshit too. Like I can't.
Well, it's a good way to make money because you're always you need your data. You're an addict.
Same with like internet, home internet though. But I guess
It
because
started out without the caps.
Yeah.
For people to change.
change back to it. Yeah, I guess so. Because it's internet, because it's phone internet. It's a lot easier to
So it's
get people.
somehow special, more special.
Yeah,
I guess it
they,
is harder for them to, get towers to reach everything. So
I
there
guess.
is a reason
Well-
that it's different.
And then there's physically wiring things into your house, into your unit, your apartment or house. So it's either building a tower to provide to thousands or hundreds of people in an area, or installing wires and systems in every single individual residential house or apartment. So
Well, the consequences of hitting the data cap is different with mobile and home.
I guess so, yeah.
Like with mobile, if you go over the data cap, they just charge you more. For home data caps, if you hit the data cap, they cut your internet.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
so
That's rough.
you have to call them and stuff, and yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah.
Ravenstorm, dude.
What's
Playing-
up?
Playing
Chill on
the
the guitar.
mandolin. mandolin. Is it a
Oh,
mandolin?
you guys can hear that? I'm
Yes.
You
sorry.
can- That's fine.
I had no idea. My mic thing doesn't light up when it.
That's for us.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Okay. Moving on from the Google Fiber, or yeah. Oh no, we were talking about Windows 10 scumminess.
Yeah.
I have a little conspiracy theory about Windows 10 because.
Lay it on me.
Okay. All right. Here we go. So, Microsoft, like, they're trying to push Windows 10 so hard because they've got some like crazy features in there, and not the good kind. Like, we're talking about like privacy compromising and like data compromising, things here. Like, we're talking like features here. So basically, Windows 10 Microsoft wants everyone to be on Windows 10 so they could gather all that data on you. So that's why they're pushing it for free, and they're even forcing people to upgrade without their consent. So basically, they're trying to get everyone on Windows 10 so they could screw everyone over at once.
Fun.
I'm not sure if that's gonna happen, but I'm on Windows 10 right now, so
I'm pretty sure they're just gonna block you from using Google, and they're gonna set your default search engine to Bing, and that's all you can ever use ever again.
The horror.
The ultimate
Horror.
punishment.
What?
Yep.
yeah, make me use the Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
That's edgy.
yeah. Okay. Steam controller final version is out. Have you guys seen the latest the final iteration of the Steam controller?
Gonna pull
I
it up.
have.
Out in market.
No, it's not on market, but like they've like physically really like shown off the,
The final
version of the controller.
Steam controller.
So, what it looks like, well, I mean, you can just look at it, but let's see. It still has those two rumble pads, but below them, there's your typical A, B, X, Y button, and on the left lower end would be a joystick, a normal joystick for games that need
Not their
backhand precision.
trackpads.
They have
But
before.
they still have two trackpads, but below the left
User
trackpad,
disconnected from your channel.
Rip Taylor's internet. Below. What's are they saying right now?
you're describing the controller. You could keep describing it. It's fine.
All right. Below the left trackpad is.
What's up? Hold on.
Is a joystick.
Okay. So yeah. So
Okay, sure.
if let's
User joined your channel.
let's visualize an Xbox 360 controller. So where your A, B, X, Y buttons would be, they're still there, and then where the right analog stick would be, that is a haptic feedback.
Yes.
Okay, and then the left side, the left part where your D-pad would be, is that also a haptic feedback thing, or is that just a joystick?
Is that upper left or lower left?
Lower left. Lower left.
Lower left is your joystick. Upper left
Is another
would be the haptic feedback.
Yeah, another trackpad. Okay. And what was interesting about the from what I saw from the video that showed off the controller was that the triggers, the right and left triggers, the left and light.
You're really good with words today, James.
I know it's been a long
Nailing
day.
it.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good. The right and left triggers are dual action, so they're basically like the GameCube triggers, where like it'd be variable.
In, slide in or all the way in.
Yeah, you could it'd vary between pressure and then click at the bottom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I
so
kind
that
of
is
like
the
that.
GameCube.
Yeah, exactly like the GameCube.
Oh, wait, I thought that was patented by Nintendo.
Patented.
Patented?
Patented. God dang it. I thought that was patented by Nintendo. I guess not.
Guess not. Oh, well, either that or the patent's expired. So now they have that. Unless we see
You're going rogue.
unless we see Nintendo like suing Valve, and that'll be quite the show.
Indeed.
I don't think that's gonna happen though.
Nope.
Valve's-
I'm pretty sure in that case, Valve would eat Nintendo.
Mm,
eat 'em.
Nintendo's pretty big.
They're pretty big, but
Valve's got a lot of money.
Valve would
This
eat
is
them.
like the little kids like who would win in a fight? Was it Superman or Batman? Now it's like who would win in a legal fight? Big corporation or other big corporation?
Who would win in a fight, Superman or Valve? Valve.
Me.
Because
you
Valve
get-
lost Kryptonite.
Yeah. Okay, so That's the controller. I might purchase one for review. I'm gonna tease the website here for our upcoming website. Well, more details on that later.
More details later.
Quite odd.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Steam controller coming out this November. Yeah.
November 10th, I get to play Fallout 4 with my Steam controller.
Oh
Are you
jeez.
going to pre-order it, or are you just going to buy it when it comes out?
What do I
The
get
Steam
for
controller.
pre-ordering?
A free game. I forgot which game, but a free game.
Is it Fallout 4?
No.
Buy one get
Let's
one
try,
free. Fallout
guy.
4.
There was Portal 2, and then there was something else.
Oh, it's Portal 2 and Rocket League for pre-ordering the controller, not Fallout 4.
Oh, faux show. I'm gonna totally get it just for the Rocket League because I have to buy that anyway.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing it too. Okay.
Honestly, all of you guys should buy it and play it with me, please. We need to make a team. It's on it. I'm honest to everything.
We're dropping out of Counter-Strike, and we're gonna become a professional Rocket League team. Let's
Just
do
like-
it.
Yes, please.
No money in that. This is a bad idea.
Okay, no. That's a subtle and sad joke. Huh?
Eh?
You could
Eh?
just hold on to this.
Huh?
Okay,
That's
so
not
so
for
much
you.
stuff
It's not for
happening
you.
in the background.
I know so much.
I'll close my.
Closing the mic.
Oh, and cars.
In cars, sound effects,
All the
loud
sound effects
noises.
going.
I should get a soundboard just for this. Okay, so did you pull up the article,
No, you
Taylor,
shouldn't.
on the?
Nope.
On the
Chrome
Bungie.
is just being a bitch.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
eh,
Have you
I
tried?
really wanna
Have you
understand.
tried Microsoft Edge?
I forgot that existed, and I don't know how to get that.
It's fun. It's Windows. It's not default on Windows 10. You have to set that, by the way. Tribes Ascend is getting it. Or you know what? I'm gonna talk about Dark Souls. We'll talk about Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 announced date or release date announced, I guess, in
The
Japan.
Japanese, yeah.
Which still a stupid thing. Everything like if it's one thing I hate about Japanese games is that there's always like region locks between Japan and like the rest of the world. Like
Is it?
Smash games will come out. Like every Nintendo game will come out earlier than in Japan,
Well, but that's not a region lock. That's just.
or not
That's
region
different.
lock. Sorry, there is region lock content though. I find
True.
also annoying.
It's
in
full.
various
We're
Pokemon
just
games.
used to the privilege of America usually getting everything first.
That's
so when we
also
don't
true.
get something first, we throw a little temper tantrum.
That is true. That is true. But when was the date, Max?
I think
Dark
it's
Souls
like
3?
March 29 or something like that.
March 26th, March 29th, March 29th. March.
It's late
2016.
March.
Late March 2016. Apparently, do you know? Do you want to talk about it, Max? Because I mean, I'm not a Souls guy, so
What should I be talking about it?
I mean, it's just Dark Souls. Are you excited for it? Are you excited for Dark Souls 3?
Yes. I mean, at
That's
the
very
same
confident.
time,
Yes.
Thrilling.
I was also disappointed by Dark Souls 2. But, I mean, the good thing is Dark Souls 3 is going to be co-directed by the Dark Souls 1 guy and Dark Souls 2 DLC guy. So,
Nice. That sounds like a good combo.
with some elements from Bloodborne, it's supposed to be like the best of all worlds for Dark Souls 3.
It had better be. Honestly, I don't see a reason why games should just be iterated or iterations of older versions of the same game like Call of Duty is or Battlefield. It's not good. It's not healthy. Assassin's Creed, okay. Much as I want to play Syndicate, and be a badass British gangster in the Victorian era, yeah. It better be good.
The
It
mechanics
better
have
be
probably not
something-
changed since 3 or
it-
4.
Better be something phenomenal. Holy
Black
shit.
Flag was probably the biggest change, and then
Black
they
Flag
went-
was awesome though.
but that was probably a better pirate game than Assassin's Creed game.
Yes,
What was it?
very much so.
Because Dark Souls 3 will probably be launching on DirectX 11 or whatever, the Game of the Year edition probably isn't going to be an entirely different game, unlike the one for Dark Souls 2, in which Scholar of the First Sin was a separate game entirely.
Oh wow.
Like I guess early adopters of Dark Souls 2 got shafted because of the DLC system for Dark Souls 2.
Indeed. I mean, people who own the original Dark Souls 2 are able to get the new version for cheaper, but not that much cheaper than the.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Dark Souls 3. Let's talk about Tribes Ascend. Moving on. Yay. It's weird because Tribes Ascend came out in, I want to say, 2011, 2012. And it was pretty it was pretty popular for a while, and then it kind of died down, and then Hi-Rez just stopped supporting it altogether, and then people were just very, very angry about it, very salty, if you will.
Damn.
And then for some reason they're back.
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
I guess it's because Mike made enough money that they're able to afford to look at older titles again.
Guess so. I'm heavily suspicious of the eventual esports.
Oh god.
Esports shovel, because
Tribes always had a competitive scene. It's a very tiny one, but I feel like a lot of fun was just the chaos, especially in old.
Just
Tribes
going
games.
fast, right? Just going really fast and
Going fast
sliding
and then happening to shoot someone as you pass.
Well,
Yeah.
like
It's just, I remember playing Tribes Ascend, and just the most satisfying feeling is when you're just whooshing across the map at hundreds of miles per hour, and then you aim your sniper scope, and then you manage to clip someone in the head at like 200 miles an hour. That
Yep.
was amazing.
Yep.
And it
It
felt
is.
like a lot of skill was required, and I'm sure that it could be a very competitive game. But is that really what they're pushing for with the update?
not at the moment.
So,
Okay.
well, first of all, it's worth noting that the format of Tribes Ascend is a very easily spectatable format. It's capture the flag. Like, that's it. And you just have people running around, sliding down hills, doing all sorts of crazy stuff. That being said, this update doesn't... It's kind of streamlining the game, because instead of like 8 classes, there's just now 3 classes, which you heavily customize. Because there used to be like 8 classes where it was like there was the stealth guy, the light guy, the regular guy, the heavy guy, the slightly heavier guy, the engineer, and that
Right.
it was just too much fragmentation in terms of classes. But now they kind of just streamlined it to 3 classes, where it's just light, medium, and heavy. And then between the light, you could just customize your loadout, and the medium, you could customize your loadout, and then heavy, you could customize your loadout, with their perspective weapons. It's a lot simpler.
How the old Tribes did that.
Yeah. And then I guess they're adding new maps, and then doing a lot of bug fixing, stuff like that.
Good.
It's weird though, because I don't really expect this type of support for such an old game. And it's kind of sad, really, because I don't expect support for games that are like over 2 years old. Like after 2 years, you will never see a single update for that game ever again. With the
a sad
exception,
outlook.
with the exceptions being like various free to play titles. Even though Tribes Ascend is free to play, like the way they kind of cut off support was kind of weird. There's like a lot, like for example, like I don't know, like Battlefield 3, you're not going to expect any update for ever again. Stuff like that, like you don't, or like Assassin's Creed, any of the Assassin's Creed that is not Unity or that's not Syndicate. Syndicate is going to get like 3 updates in like 6 months, and then they're not going to update it ever again. Like I guarantee that.
Unless it's just as broken as Unity.
Well, did Unity get updates after 6 months?
Oh yeah, and still needs some fixing.
Are they going to fix it though? That's the question. Because Syndicate's coming out. Do you think they're going to just stop?
No, it's done now. What are you talking about? It's,
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
forever ago.
Yeah, okay. Well, like the point is like it's really weird seeing titles that are just getting support. We'll talk about Gauntlet later, because that's another weird anomaly that I've noticed, and Battlefield 4 also. I'll talk about that too, because I've been playing a lot of that recently.
May I say a few things? By support, are you talking about support directly from the company, or support by the community that plays the game?
No, support by directly from the company, like developer support, like they're providing patches and updates.
Alright, so some anomalies. I forgot. Like the old MMO EverQuest, I believe, is still around, and that was like 1999 or something like that.
To be fair, that's an MMO though. MMOs have to get updates.
All right. Then how about Halo's Custom Edition for PC?
Is that still getting updates? Well, that's community based, so.
True, but it was either Bungie or 343 in which they released a patch, like within the last 2 years, so that it will be working with once the GameSpy servers were shut down.
Yeah, I guess.
So that was an official company patch for a game that is over a decade old.
Huh.
Wow.
That's odd. Well, I guess the other weird thing about Tribes getting an update is that they really just burn bridges with the community shortly after stopping support. I remember someone like on the Reddit was complaining there's so many bug fixes and they're just trying to milk money out of it. They're charging us like $15 for this DLC pack, and the game isn't even being supported. What are they doing? And then one of the developers comes into the thread, right? Oh. And like you expect him to be kind of being all damage control-y, saying, "Oh no, we're planning to support it, whatever." No. Instead, the guy was just like, "You guys made a typo. It's actually $25." That's the worst thing. That's like the worst thing you could probably say to someone, like to the community, like especially one that's accusing you of being kind of
literally
sketchy.
just a middle finger.
Yeah, that's basically it. It was honestly quite funny to look at, but a little bit sad.
I mean, let's looking at it again. Of their old games, Tribes was still probably the most successful one, even though it was at a loss. I don't see any support for the game that's older. I believe it's called Global Agenda.
Ooh, I remember that one.
Yeah,
wow,
that was another.
Tribes Ascend people.
Yeah, it's another high-risk game.
Holy crap!
And that one, I don't think that's getting any support at all.
Yeah, is that
because it was a bigger failure than Tribes?
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I'll be playing Tribes maybe later today, maybe later this week. So I'll give you guys some more feedback on how that is. I played a little bit, and the cool thing is that they unlocked everything. I've just been testing the. It's like I've been testing their patch, I guess. You can test the patch right now, but they have unlocked all the items for you to test out, and the maps seem to be better. I'm not sure. So yeah, I'll give you more on that later. Taylor,
Hello.
There's some sad news this week from from Will from Tested. He's leaving Tested.
I think it's good news for him.
Well, it's good, but doesn't stop it from being sad. I feel.
Yeah.
Because
That's definitely my favorite part. Tested.
Yeah, yeah, he's kind of one of like my inspirations for this podcast and others. Well, no, just for this podcast, basically.
Bad word.
Yeah, bad wording.
Even others are.
I have other podcasts. I have other podcasts. No, I don't. Yeah, so he's leaving to form a VR company, which is strange because, it's not strange, but it's interesting because Will is like, even he said it in his blog post when he was leaving that he likes to be on the cutting edge, and now that like, I guess VR has shown him the light, and he seems to be like a true believer in it. So he's starting like enough to start a VR company.
Yeah, and it's a really vague description. It's like to explore the communications through VR. It was just like really just didn't have much of a mission statement. It just felt like I'm gonna figure this one out.
Well, I think he just can't release details yet, just like legally or something.
I don't know what he could be doing.
In a business perspective. I think it's in like a business perspective. I think he's gonna wait until he launches his company and then he could.
I mean, I don't know. It didn't come off as he was hiding something. It came off as just like it wasn't very specific.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's really interesting that somebody like Will is going to be just completely like kind of abandoning his like journalism. Like he usually does. He's a journalist basically. So like he's been abandoning since forever. Like I remember reading his content from the Maximum PC days. That's how I knew him. And now that he's just like starting a new company altogether and not even doing journalism, maybe, it makes me wonder how big this VR thing is going to be. And honestly, it's really weird because we're on a countdown now. between like from like to the launch of VR and maybe possibly just like a huge, and I hate to use like buzzwords, but like a huge paradigm shift. It's going to be a paradigm shift for like technology, and it's really interesting.
It's the reinvention of the vacuum tube screen. Like this is where we are.
Yeah, and it's not something so revolution. It's not something instantly changing like the iPhone, where it's like out of nowhere the iPhone. Although, like, I guess a lot of people would have said, a smartphone would have been, like, fine. It was a long time coming.
To say about that.
Okay.
When I was 9 and 10 years old, I built a website called cooltechstuff.net, Yahoo site builder. Great. And I wrote fake articles, basically, about things that I thought were cool. And have any of you heard of the company O2?
Yes.
No? Okay. O2 is a cell phone company in the Philippines. Unlike here at the time, where basically the Motorola Razr was everything, over there they liked a variety of handsets to go with the GSM wavelength, because you used a SIM card and you would load a certain amount of money onto it with little cards you'd buy at the corner.
You wouldn't get billed monthly. A lot of people in other countries, they would just use cards. Yeah. Pay as prepaid. Yeah.
But what this opened up was a bunch of unlocked handsets, and they'd get them from China and Korea and Japan, and there were some pretty cool handsets, I gotta say. And some of the O2 phones were very much like the precursors to Android and iOS phones. I remember thinking, like, this is the future. This is where we're going. It's not going to be like a computer you have on your wrist. It's just going to be in your pocket.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing about what makes VR different, though, is that, like, we have a set time for when it is going to drop and be released to, like, consumer things. It's like for the iPhone, it's like, oh, there's other phones with smartphone capabilities out right now. You can just pick them up if you want. But in the case of VR, it's like, Q1 2016 VR, it's going to happen. Prepare yourselves.
I could hear what you were going to say.
The hesitation.
Yeah,
I could hear it too.
That's not where it goes.
Prepare your eye holes. Prepare your eye holes. Yes. And it's very exciting to just like kind of count down the days until that happens and to see.
I'm gonna be taking a lot of pictures of screens. Just be like, hey kids, this is what we had before.
Archive it while you can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm actually starting a project like that. Just gonna start 2016
documenting the world.
Well, not the world so much, just like normal life.
That's actually really interesting.
So
like if the world ends and then aliens discover it and it's like, what was life like on Earth? They discover your tapes or your recordings.
Would never understand any of this shit.
No, they would not.
What the fuck is a meme?
Like they worship cats. They worship cats, just like the ancient Egyptians.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So in the show notes this week, I have something. It's called VR Painting by Glenn Keane. He's a Disney animator, and did you guys watch the video? I don't know if you guys checked it out.
I have not.
I wasn't able to.
It's really cool. Basically, Glenn Keane, he's an animator from Disney, and they basically gave him Valve's VR headset, the Vive or whatever, HTC Vive. And they let him just kind of like in a room with the little hand, the little joystick things, like the Wii things, and kind of just paint. And it was really cool because he was able to paint in 3D. And cool. You just see him just kind of like moving about a little small space and just like waving these little wands around and just painting brushstrokes. And the final product is really cool because it's like a 3D painting, and you just had like these floating strands of paint just creating like a work of art. Is really interesting. And I don't know, like for centuries we have consumed media on a 2D format, and it's weird to see us like, other than like sculptures and stuff, like now you see us like, now there's a medium on which we could we could see like consume media in a 3D format, but digitally and personally. I don't know. It's just strange.
Right.
Definitely. Yeah. Taylor. Oh, Taylor's muted.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Do you want to talk about the Bungie now? Because I just exhausted. Yeah. Okay.
I got.
You got it.
I
okay.
got that and some other news as well. I want to talk about.
Yes. That's great.
So the Bungie thing, Mario O'Donnell, longtime composer for Bungie. He made all of the Halo music that you know and love. He told all those monks to chant for Halo 3.
Yeah.
Dogs are barking. So.
You didn't tell your dogs to bark, did you?
No, he didn't do that.
Okay.
They're really bad at singing.
Okay. Okay.
For E3 2013, they were supposed to use his music for a trailer for Destiny, and they eventually said they turned him down and did not use his music, and that started their whole clash between them. And then basically a year later, he got fired for unsatisfactory work, and they only let him get his back pay and his vacation pay if he gave up his equity in the company.
That's
which is illegal.
Scummy. That sounds very illegal. Yeah.
And he's like, "This is illegal," and then went to a lawyer, and the lawyer's like, "This is illegal." And now recently, he's gotten all that crap. He's got all the back pay that he was owed, and the vacation hours he was owed, and the great part is he gets a percentage in Destiny sales, which is a lot.
Do you know how? Do you know how many? Do you want the numbers are? How many percents?
I don't think that's public.
Disclosed. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
So he gets a percentage of that, and he gets his equity back in the company. So he is one of the owners of the company, meaning he gets to go to the board meetings where he got fired, and everyone hates him, and he hates everyone. So I imagine he goes to the board meetings like, I would just no, Marty, come on, no, just being an asshole because fuck you guys, you're dicks.
Well, they're gonna have to. Well, I think they're just gonna vote him off the board, right? They would just.
No, he's got a percentage in the company.
Oh, okay.
He's one of the owners of the company.
You cannot vote off the. Okay.
No, he's got the money, son.
No.
Which is, I don't know how the equity works because they're not a publicly traded company. But he still has that somehow. I don't know. I'm not.
It's business.
Well, I mean, it's connected to Activision, so something must be working.
Well, it's like they get contracted by Activision, I think. Basically, that's basically how studios work.
He doesn't own
right?
Activision stock.
Yeah, like I think that's how studios work, right? Like publishers basically contract studios to make.
Sometimes they own it.
Yeah, sometimes the publishers just straight out own the company.
Pretty sure Activision
contracts Bungie, or do they?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. Okay. That was interesting, though. That was really interesting to think about.
Gary. News.
Oh yes.
Sorry,
no. I know you do. So let's.
The 20XX mod for Smash Brothers Melee has an update that is insane. Max, you know about this?
Are you talking about the tournament edition? Has that came out? Or are you talking about something else?
It's been in beta forever, but they had just announced a new thing about it.
Which is
that you can record your demos in Melee and play them back and look at them with all the hitboxes and stuff. And you can, so it's easy to share online your clips or whatever, review your matches for tournament play. And you can just, if there's a certain part in the demo that you're like, what would have happened here if I did this? Then you can just play from that part in the demo. You can just watch the demo and then say, all right, I'm playing now.
That's insane.
And then you go and mess with that.
I'm going to play against Mewtwo King every day. Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it really just keeps unlocking the potential for people to become even greater at Melee. And it's kind of unbelievable.
Yeah, like demo playback actually.
User in your channel timed out.
Rip Max. Yes, that is Max.
User entered your channel.
What the heck? What
your internet kind of was just destroying itself.
We were talking about you.
Behind your back.
So that's a pretty crazy thing to announce.
I've heard that was written using assembly language.
That's interesting.
I don't know what that is.
But
the thing about the whole mod is called 20XX Tournament Edition mod, and you don't need a modded GameCube or anything crazy like that, you just need a memory card, and it's a mod for you like that.
Wow, it just kind of records it on the fly. Records
Yeah.
games on the fly. That is insane. Is there any?
pretty great.
Do you know if there's any like performance
Issues?
costs for that? Because like
No. there's not.
because I know because like you're still, I guess it's just you're just writing data to the memory card, right? And that's it.
Mhm.
Because I know for NVIDIA Shadow Play, where that basically records on the fly, it takes up like 5% of your graphics power. But yeah, okay, that makes sense.
If there's any performance issues, no one would use that mod because Melee is all about the
Performance,
speed and
yeah.
the
Yeah.
fidelity and the
Yeah.
nuance.
Yeah.
So anything negative.
The tech.
Yeah, the tech. Yeah. Demo playback is super important for like any high skill level game. It's important for reviewing, like, you know, just reviewing your own performance or reviewing other people's performance to improve yourself and like, you know, be able to.
And if it's not being recorded on stream, there's really no way for you to check that until now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'm thinking that we'll start seeing direct. Well, I'm not sure how they do it now, but like, because how do they stream Melee matches on
No idea.
Twitch? No idea.
They just record
Just like a capture
The
card,
video.
isn't it?
Do they have like a
just
capture
using
card?
Capture card.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Okay. that
Nothing
makes sense.
complicated, just something that.
Okay. Because it'd be cool if you could just like, if they could stream it from that card, from the memory card, and then stream it onto the internet, and then people could like live. What?
That's not necessary.
Yeah, they don't need to do that. You could just use a capture card. Makes sense. Okay. Is that the other news that you had? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Moving on, I guess. Oh yeah, I was talking about Gary's Mod is getting a successor / sequel, basically.
Nice.
Again, I don't think it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be called like a direct sequel, but basically the point is that we are getting a new Gary's Mod, and it will be built like with VR in mind.
Source 2?
I want to say yes, but
Better
probably
be.
not.
Please, Valve, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You've heeded my calls before. I just bought your Steam controller during the course of this podcast. You had better come through.
Have you actually bought it while we were recording?
Yes.
Just typing your credit card info, just like.
Yep.
I might do that.
Okay,
later
so
this
I
week.
was going to buy an Xbox 360 controller to use with Rocket League anyway.
Oh.
And that's like $28.
Yeah.
And I was gonna buy Rocket League, which is like $20, and for $50, it was a deal. Yeah.
That's actually really smart. Now that you think about it, like that, I just realized, like that just made me realize how smart that bundle is.
It is, because Portal 2 is a great demo game by Valve.
It's also a great controller
Love that
game.
game.
It's also a great controller game,
yeah,
despite being a first-person shooter. Well,
Exactly.
Puzzle
and
shooter.
I think that it's good tech demo. And I was just thinking that I could be really good at Rocket League if I had one of those controllers. It's built for it.
Yeah.
Built for it.
yeah, that's gonna be really cool. Oh, I missed one thing this week. It's that it is
Dramatic pause.
Pokemon, the Pokemon mobile game. Have you guys heard of this?
Oh
What?
yeah,
Yes.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go. It's like an AR Pokemon game. Have you guys seen the trailer? Like,
Nope.
I just heard about it.
it's really well done, and like it makes it look way cooler than it actually is going to be. Like 100%.
Yeah.
You definitely know it's not gonna be like that. But the way they portrayed it was just almost tear jerking, because I was just like, wow, that's really cool. I wish the actual world was like that, because basically like it showed video like clips of people just like walking around their neighborhood, and then they see like a little Pokemon, and they would pull their phone out and capture it or fight it or whatever. And then you also see like people just like walking on the street, and then you say, hey, that guy walking on the bridge, he's got Pokemon. Oh, I'm gonna fight him right now.
What about the game itself?
Honestly, if I was like on the light rail and someone had Pokemon, I'd totally fight them.
It's that's like it's kind of like Nintendo DS, like the more recent versions of Pokemon. Because my old roommate would actually tell me stories about how he like during school he would just play Pokemon, I guess during class or whatever, and he would just find random people at his school with their DSs and then just challenge them. But yeah, it's now that I guess it's like porting over to a mobile game and it's like kind of an AR experience. It's really weird. I'm
Pokemon
not
are supposed to look like they're actually there through your phone, of course, but like not some kind of game thing. Like it's supposed to look like it's actually in real life through your camera.
Oh really? Is that how it works?
Well, it's an AR game. How else is it supposed to work?
Well, I would just say you get a notification if you walk at near a certain area, and then you're like, oh, there's a Pokemon around here. But
I mean,
is it like Pokemon Snap, except for phones? That'd be cool.
I don't know about Pokemon Snap, so.
Oh, it was one of my favorite Nintendo 64 games. Yeah, it's just a really weird mobile port. I don't know. It's also Nintendo's foray into mobile gaming, which is Nintendo has.
Make it big there. They could make it big there.
Well, like Nintendo has been pretty against mobile until recently.
Reasons.
For reasons until recently.
I think this might actually be Nintendo's second.
Oh, is there another thing that they did?
To my knowledge,
Mario Puzzle and Dragons.
Oh,
I have
okay.
no idea what that is. To my
Puzzle
knowledge,
and Dragons with Mario.
Okay, so then third. To my knowledge, in Russia, the Pokemon card game is on iPads and such.
Because they can't afford paper.
Or Hearthstone.
Putin takes
Worst
all
Russian
of it.
accent.
But I mean, like free to play
I've heard
games
both.
That's
It's
are
okay.
big in
That's
Russia.
alright.
So that get the game for free, but buy the
I feel like
cards.
If I try to make the accent good and I fail, which I will, then I'm
haven't done
just
your
going to be
job.
disgracing Russia. And like, if I just half-ass it, then I have no liability. It's just like, well, there it was. Good job.
Just
And
casually offensive.
It's casually offensive and much worse to listen to, but nonetheless, I feel better about it.
That's the spirit.
That's what's important. Spirit
That's
of
the
America.
spirit. So yeah, that's the Pokemon game, the Pokemon Go, and it also comes with like a little wearable watch that kind of lights up. It's like a Pokeball that lights up on your wrist when you're near a Pokemon. I don't like the idea of that because I don't think anyone really wants to be seen with a Pokemon on their wrist, like
No,
or a Pokeball on their wrist. As popular as Pokemon is, I don't think regular adults going about their daily business would like to wear that all the time.
I think if it was like a tiny Bluetooth powered motor in a silicon band or something,
like just
they
like
could
a little
totally get away with
band.
that.
Yeah.
And it would like vibrate or make the little sound.
Yeah,
You
no.
know,
That's pretty much what the Pokeball band thing is. It's just that
It's
it
just
has
big.
a huge picture of a huge plastic disc of a Pokeball on the band. So
No good.
It
No
doesn't
good.
look subtle at all. If they remove that, it'll look a bit more subtle.
right.
Yeah. So I think that's the Pokemon. That's Pokemon Go. I think I'm all out of news. I don't know if you guys have any other news. Anything? Nah. No.
I don't think I do.
Those are pretty
Do
slow
any of
week.
you
I found.
guys?
Not tech related news. No
No.
news.
No news. Well, is it like cool? If it's cool.
I mean, I recently bought. I guess it is sort of cool. I recently went ahead and purchased a pair of bookshelf speakers.
Oh, yeah. That you can
Nice.
talk about later when we're.
Nice ones. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about that
I
later.
mean, yeah. It's a separate event.
Yeah.
I really need to give them a full listening to. I haven't had barely an hour listening to them yet. So
Oh, okay.
once I hit 16 or so, I'll give my opinion.
Gotcha. All right. Okay, so I guess we'll move on to the last segment of the podcast where we talk about what games we've been playing, things we have been testing, to use tested's terms, and things like other things that are related. So we'll start with Max. Max, what have you been playing, testing, or doing, consuming,
What
producing?
other than playing, testing, or doing consuming? Let's see, what have I been playing? The single player for Warhammer 40k Space Marine, because obviously the multiplayer is probably going to be dead right now since the sale isn't going on. Complaining about Warframe's recent updates, and that's about it.
Okay. And we'll talk about Gauntlet in a little bit.
Yes.
This just in also, Capcom seems to make most of its money from leading platform for digital sales for Capcom. Well, that doesn't say anything about physical copies, so
Yeah, just digital sales on PC.
yeah.
Most of the
wow.
digital sales on PC.
Well, to be fair,
let's see.
all digital sales, like all PC sales, are digital. Basically,
There
at
are
this
very
point.
few PC games nowadays that are physical, but with consoles...
I don't know where I would go to buy a physical PC game.
Well, I mean, my copy of Dishonored is physical, but what is it? For console players, they still buy. Well, most of them still probably buy their games as physical, so which is why most of their physical sales would be on console, while most of their digital would be on PC. But yeah. Moving on.
Okay. I guess Max. I know Max. You already went. So Ravenstorm, do you want to talk about what you've been testing? Your speakers, right? And then any games you've been playing.
Okay, so I went to Best Buy, and I was just expecting to spend $100 on a speaker system for my computer because, I have my own room and I have a pretty slick battle station now with these two huge ass speakers next to my monitor, and it just feels a lot more complete, and the sound is it's different than anything else I've experienced. These are pretty low end as far as audio quality is concerned for this sort of thing. They only cost me $40.
Wow.
The speakers.
Those two speakers
Oh.
cost you $40.
They were on sale at Best Buy.
Nice.
How much would they normally cost?
$79.99.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
And I bought a receiver to go with it. It's got AM, FM, and some audio jacks in the back. I got to set it up with it's just plain copper speaker wire, and it feels so good to just know that it's not powered. It's just heavy ass electrical current that goes back and forth. It's the soundstage is interesting. I'd say it's sort of focused, but at the same time a lot more open. Like musicians are playing in another room that's down a tube-shaped hall. Like, you can hear it very clearly and very powerfully, but it's sort of, I don't know. There's a reflective sort of tinny quality to it, and I haven't calibrated them. I haven't set my room up to be, ideal for listening yet. But so far, they're wonderful. They're probably better than the Sennheiser 558s.
They're better?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that makes sense because I mean, to be fair, like you're wearing headphones, right? They're portable. They're meant to be portable and all that.
Right.
It's like that. It's comparing desktops to laptops, basically.
And being able to feel bass in your chest is another thing.
Your poor neighbors.
Yeah. Actually, I've tested my room and it's fairly soundproof.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I wish mine was.
Yeah, I pity people with thin walls. I don't think I could ever do it.
Yeah,
I
not
don't
the
think I
best.
could ever do it. I've been playing Rocket League. I've been playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm coming out with a new video soon. Plugging myself.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
do you want us to? Well, actually, we'll do it. We'll plug your YouTube channel at the end of the video.
Actually, I'm going to start a new YouTube channel.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll
So next
plug
week
that at
maybe
a
we'll
later
do it.
date.
Yeah.
But the video will be out as the inaugural sort of thing for that. So
Okay.
next week,
Woo.
look forward to it.
Okay.
The return
They
of
are
Bruce.
pretty entertaining, I must say.
Good.
Yeah.
This is the one for Max because he said in one of my videos I chased a man down while honking my horn viciously, and Max says that this was, I quote, teasing his balls. I need to fix this. I need to fix this, and so this is a video especially for him.
We're talking about GTA 5, by the way,
Yeah.
in case you were thinking he was actually going to drive over a man.
Yeah,
Wait, who said we were talking about GTA 5?
Max.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, go on next person.
I'll go next
Suppose-
because I know Taylor wants to talk more about Metal Gear Solid. So I've actually been playing a fair amount of games, more than I should really for this week for how busy I am. But
Never feel bad.
feels so bad.
No.
Feels so bad.
Enjoy it.
I played some more Deus Ex Human Revolution because still trying to get through that without failing. I basically raided a police station, and it was actually really interesting because I got in and I was poking around the police station. I snuck in and then I found like 3 different ways that I could have entered, which was really cool. Because I was trying to like find things and I was like, wait, I could actually have gotten this and or this or this. And there's like a ton of stuff that I actually skipped over because I didn't have the right equipment to do, and I knew I wouldn't be able to get it ever, but it sucked. That sucked. But a lot of stealth, a lot of reloads involved, which I hate. That's the one. If there's one thing I hate about stealth games, it's reloading all the time because I got caught.
No, really.
Well, do I have the stealth game for you?
So that's
Don't get caught. Taylor doesn't get caught.
that's the point. Yeah.
No, that's the whole fun of the game is you do get caught. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Okay. And then I've been playing a little bit more of Shadowrun, Hong Kong, a little bit more, not too much. I've probably played like a little bit, like 20 minutes max. Didn't get anything done. And then Max and I have been playing. I also been playing Battlefield 4 because I didn't mention it last week, but the night maps were released for Battlefield 4 last week. So like, or almost 2 weeks ago at this point.
Are there just night versions of the same maps?
It's one map right now, but they're gonna add more later. It's basically it is a night version of the same map of a previous map, but they did it really well because I think one of the premium maps is like technically at night, but it's really bright night, and you could just see everything as if it was daytime, and it's just kind of boring. But this new one, it's on Zavod 311 or whatever. The one with like a lot like. The one that takes place in a tank yard, in a forest.
Yeah.
It's actually one of my favorite maps because it's the most balanced. And they just turned off all the lights on it. Well, they didn't turn off all the lights. They actually have a few lights set up just for and that's actually really fun because, you could shoot out all the lights on the map.
Ooh.
Oh.
And
That's diabolical.
and honestly, it's dark. Like it's not like fake dark where everything's just blue, has like a really dark blue filter over it. It's actually dark and you can't see, and you have to turn
horror
on.
game dark.
Like it's almost horror game. It's almost horror. No, in some parts it is horror game dark. But yeah, you
With
have
63
people
other people in the server.
with 60. Well, depending, yeah, but 63 other people in the server, and a lot of the times it's not going to be dark because people are just firing rounds everywhere and just lighting up the sky. But if you're by yourself, it's going to be dark, and it's really fun because first of all, I must give you guys advice. I don't even play Battlefield 4 in normal mode. I play hardcore all the time because it's just more enjoyable that way, because then you don't have to snipe someone with a giant sniper rifle twice to kill them.
Makes sense.
Well, which is an annoying thing about Battlefield 4's night maps, because everyone just puts on the thermal sights on their sniper rifle and then just one shots everybody. They just kind of camp on top of a roof and then nobody can see them because you don't know where it's coming from because it's dark, and then you can't and and then you get killed. It's an instant kill because it's a sniper rifle, and it's just that's not so fun. But it is fun just wandering around at night in hardcore mode, because otherwise, in normal mode, you kind of know where all the enemies are because there's radar and all that, and 3D spotting and all that. Well, not 3D spotting, just regular spotting. So,
Right.
you could just kind of there's a guy near me. I could just turn around and see him. Whereas in hardcore mode, you're like, I think I heard some footsteps around here. Or I heard some...
That seems like it's way more fun again.
It's a different way to play, I feel. And it's really cool when you get the drop on someone and then you just kind of take them out without them figuring out where that came from. It's good fun. I highly recommend it. So yeah, that's Battlefield 4's night maps. They're adding 2 more maps, I believe. The Siege in Shanghai map, you know, the one with the giant tower that falls in the middle of the map.
Oh yeah.
And then
Levolution. Levolution.
and then Gold Mode Railway, which is like the really big map with like a railway going through it. Which I don't like that much. Yeah, it's the moving train. It's the one with the moving capture point. I don't like that map as much, but Shanghai sounds pretty cool at night. And yeah, so apart from Battlefield 4, I think either yesterday or the day before, Max and I played a bit of Gauntlet. So I was talking earlier about about games getting support like far after they've been released, and Gauntlet's kind of like one of those games. Even though Gauntlet came out probably earlier this year.
Does that sell well at all?
I don't like. I feel like it was reviews were pretty lukewarm about it. I don't think it was very popular at all. But for some reason, the developers are still still patching it. It's really weird because there was a Slayer update, which is basically it was basically a remastered version for PS4, for the PS4 launch of the game, and then PC players got the update for free, which is nice.
That makes sense.
And it changed a lot of the systems and balanced everything. And then I think either this week or last week there was another patch that was like fairly large, like 900 megabytes, and then they added a ton of stuff. Like they added new features, and then they fixed a ton of bugs, and it's fixed a lot of exploits. And the way they structure it is like as if people really liked playing the game. It's just raids. It's basically just doing raids with your friends on a controller. That's how I play it. But it's really fun. It's like isometric, dungeon crawling raids. I don't know. I found that was really fun.
Twin stick shooter elements.
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing one of the ranged characters.
Yeah, I think Max and I played ranged characters. Speaking of the characters though, like they're really, really weird. Like it's really weird. The wizard says really suggestive things, even though he's an old man. Like the lines themselves aren't very suggestive. Don't seem suggestive, but the way he says them is just like
what?
I see. Like if he dies and then he respawns, he'll be like, "I saw interesting things
out there."
Yeah, and then like another one is like, if you pick up a piece of treasure, he'll be like, "I need to study this." Just the way he says it.
Sexual to me.
Well, it doesn't, but it sounds really weird the way he says it. And then I play as the elf.
Over the top British wizard man, of course.
Old wizard man.
Study this.
And then like the elf has like a deplorable character, in my opinion. he's just like a walking meme. Like he was just straight up like saying I think the narrator of the game, because there's a narrator, I guess, he says like "wow," and then I guess when you kill somebody, and then the elf is like "much gold" or "much food," very
Jesus.
Very
really?
yeah, and I was like,
Doge memes.
Yeah, they're just doing straight up like memes from 2014, 2013, and I was like,
2012.
Yeah, it was like okay, but the best part was there's like little commands, like kind of shouts that you could do, little taunts you could do, just like "let's go" or "thank you" or whatever. And then one of them he does say "gotta go fast," and that one I thought was pretty funny. I thought that one was pretty funny, but the rest of them were just like,
reference.
Yeah, the other one, the rest of them were pretty bad. I appreciated the Sonic one just because, but the rest of them I didn't like. But the game itself is pretty fun.
Referential humor just because it's a reference is terrible.
It's
doing nothing with the joke. You're just saying the thing that Sonic said.
Well, in the case of that taunt, case of that taunt is that if you press that button, it's the one in which you're supposed to tell your teammates to hurry it up, and which is why he says "gotta go fast."
It's not a joke.
I enjoyed that one. I did not enjoy the other ones though. So, yeah. So Gauntlet, pretty fun. I found. Also, I don't like the elf because he's kind of a walking meme. Yeah, and then I've been testing my headphones extensively for the past week, and not living with the phone for 2 days.
Ooh.
We're testing that.
Yeah.
That counts as testing.
Yeah, I have a new screen. The new screen I have is not the screen that is like the original screen. It's like someone else made it, not my phone manufacturers. It's so it had to fit differently, and it just feels different. But the headphones I've been testing, the same headphones that you guys saw before. I found that testing, like listening to music at night, is it's a lot easier to concentrate on music when you're doing that, when you're listening at night, because you don't have to worry about processing light and all that. I don't know if it's just snake oil, but it feels better. Other than that, I don't think I've been doing much. I have food. Recipes I have to do.
Oh?
I have to make food at some point. I don't know. I'm gonna try out some recipes using Italian
Only
sausages.
top ramen.
Only top ramen, yeah. But Max, or no, not Max. Taylor, who is
Hey.
not Max.
I'm
Tell me
not-
more about Metal Gear Solid.
Well, I just play it for like another 11 more hours.
Only 11 more hours.
It's not as much as I want, so that's why I say only. It's the kind of game where I just want to like tell you feel every single thing in the game that happens, you wish someone was recording that, someone was watching it, so you could share it with other people. It's that kind of game.
There is
It's
a
like crazy shit happening all the time that's organic, and you just want to like point to someone else and say, "Look at this." How
Taylor, you
crazy
do
is
have that software available. You do realize on your graphics card.
I'm not gonna like upload random shit. I just want to like. I'm not gonna send all my friends videos
just-
of Metal Gear constantly, other
it's
than
just-
just James.
I could deal with it. I love watching that stuff happen. But yeah, go on.
I'm afraid to say anything about this game because I know
Spoilers.
Ravenstorm is going to get it at some point. But I'm just gonna talk about the game. So we talked about Quiet
Yeah.
and how sexist she is.
Mm-hmm.
I never got her as a buddy.
What?
I accidentally killed her.
What?
Yeah. My BuzzFeed article is, I defeated sexism, and here's why I'm mad. So there's a mission where she starts shooting at you the first time you ever meet her, and then you defeat her, and then there's like your two buddies in the base are like, you should kill her. No, you should take her in and ask her questions. She probably knows more about Cypher, blah, 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 blah. And then I walk up to her with my trank gun or she's already like on the ground, like basically just incapacitated. I walk up to her to Fulton her, because that's what you do with everything in that fucking game.
Yeah.
Just attach a balloon to it.
Yeah.
And I'm walking up to attach a balloon, and then a cutscene starts, and the cutscene kills her.
Wow.
So apparently, what you're supposed to do must have been my line of dialogue or something that I missed. Is you're supposed to just stand there for a little bit until the game decides that you have made the decision not to kill her.
That's
So
kind
you
of
have
broken.
no idea why she's wearing the clothes she is.
I looked it up afterwards.
Yeah,
Really dumb.
photosynthesis.
Really dumb. Still dumb.
There is 4 buddies in the game, and I killed one of them before I had it.
That's great.
So I killed off a quarter of that content.
It's
Nice.
like one of the starters from Pokemon. You killed off one of the starters.
Yeah,
I
it
killed
was-
Charizard in cold blood.
I was not super happy about that because I discovered this like 15 hours after I did that mission. So I can't like go
Oh my
back
God.
and change it, you know?
Is the save system like autosave based or?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't just manually save. There's no manual saves.
No.
That's rough. Wow.
So yeah,
are you really
I
upset?
don't have Quiet.
That's a shame.
That'd be another fun tool to use, but fuck you. You
Talk,
want
talk about objectifying.
to do literally the same thing that you do to every other character in the games. You attach a balloon to it, but if you try and do it this time, you kill it.
Plot twist.
And I thought, since it's a Metal Gear game, that my character shot her and it's like she died, but she's also just like crazy magic woman. So I thought she'd survive and I'd fight her again or something, and then get her on my base. And then I looked it up
Oh,
and it's
no.
like, oh yeah, you can just kill her. Just like fuck that. God damn it, that sucks.
Yeah.
I
Well,
was really
I mean,
not happy about that.
extra emphasis on the open world parts, like, major character, you could just kill her off. Doesn't matter because
There's
the game will
like
still
7
go on.
characters in this game. She's one of them, or was one of them. Yeah, so that was disappointing, but I'm still loving the game so much. Other than that one thing,
Can't
I've
wait.
just unlocked so many more tools. I finally got it so I can Fulton tanks and stuff.
Ooh, is it fun
It's a
seeing
mission.
tanks just fly out into the sky?
Fly in the sky, yeah, and you could put people on top of the tanks, and then they get Fulton too. So you can just and you
Two
can
for
stand
one.
on top of the tank and get Fultoned out and like get extracted by standing on top of the tank because you Fultoned the tank.
That's good.
And I just like sneak up behind a tank, and then I Fultoned it, and then it went up, and there's a dude behind it that I didn't know before, and now he's direct line of sight to me. He's like, "Oh shit!" and we started shooting each other.
Nice.
It was so good.
Classy.
All right, I'm gonna tell one.
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you unlocked the multiplayer invasion mode yet?
No, I'm 20 hours in. I've not unlocked the multiplayer mode. I
Good
think it's
God.
about a 40 hours in is when you unlock that.
Alright.
Yeah, and then I have another just stupid anecdote. I was just texting James constantly like, "Oh my God, there's this another thing I found."
It's so fun to read too. Keep doing that because I love thinking. Like,
It's all
just,
caps as well, all the time.
Yeah.
So one thing. So when someone discovers you, there's a constant thing called reflex mode where it goes in slow motion. You have like a chance to shoot them in the head, kill them before they alert everyone else.
Mhm.
And I was like dolphin diving off of a roof, and then a dude got me. It was in reflex mode. It was full on Max Payne. I was just in slow motion falling off a roof trying to shoot this guy. And then I killed him, and then reflex mode goes away, and then it's hit the ground and die.
It was so awesome, and then you died.
It was like, yeah, oh, no. Okay, never mind.
Do you want me to read some text for some of the text that you sent to me?
Sure.
Okay. The dog grows up and has an eye patch for no reason. Hell yeah. And then he sent me a picture of the dog with an eye patch. Look at it. And then two guards are just having a casual conversation about the book 1984.
Yep. And it was weird. It was funny because he's like, yeah, this other guy got this book. I don't. Hey, did you read it? I don't know. It's in English. I don't speak Russian. Like, did this book come out this year? It's like, no, it came out 50 years ago. It's like, why are you talking about this? What are you doing? There is parts of other Metal Gear games where Kojima just decides to have some random reason to talk about some pop culture thing he likes.
Nice.
Like there's a character in 2 that just recommends movies to you constantly.
Nice.
But this is a good thing about this is a lot of guard chatter that just knew all the time. Just talking about random stuff, and it kind of seemed like just real people bored, standing around doing nothing.
The AI just did a 3-point turn to turn around in
Yeah.
a trick.
It was awesome. A truck.
What? A truck?
That's
Oh, a
weird.
truck. Oh, okay. That
It's
makes
just
sense.
like really weird that you never actually seen that in the game.
Yeah, you just
Of like
in GTA 5, do you see people doing a 3-point turn?
Hell no.
No.
it was just like I have to turn this around. There's a street over there. I will do a 3-point turn.
That's wonderful.
And I have another short story of just real anecdote. There are decoys in the game where you throw it and then you press another button to basically it's like a balloon of you. It's a fake you that spouts out your catchphrases. So it distracts guards and they start shooting at it. So I had this great idea to put the decoy down, and then in between the guards and the decoy, where they'd presumably run up and start shooting at it, I would put claymore landmines so they'd run into the landmines and die. But what actually happened is I placed a landmine and then walked a little bit forward and set off my own landmine. So then it exploded. The guards saw me, but then what they actually saw was the decoy, so it kind of worked. Then they started freaking out over the decoy, and I just crawled away in the grass behind
Nice.
them. And then oh, so dumb. And then I just told my dog to kill one of them, and then I shot another guy in the head, and then punched another guy all within like half a second, and it was badass. There's just so many ways to do everything in this game.
I'm very
It's just-
excited.
Everything that's any like open world game, honestly, I kind of laugh at it now. It's like I don't want to play this because Metal Gear does this better.
Damn,
It's
yeah.
like what was it? Far Cry 4 was on sale this weekend. And I was like,
How much was it?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I just saw it was on sale, and I was just, why would I do that? I already have the best open world game. There
That's
is no
true.
need for any other open world games. Except for RPGs like Fallout 4. But anything that's trying to accomplish something like this, I just laugh at and say, why? No, I have the best thing.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
it boggles my mind that I'm the only person in this group playing this game, because this game is something that everyone needs to play.
I would have
One of
spent
the
that
greatest
$60 on Metal
in
Gear Solid
forever.
5. I would have spent $60 on Metal Gear Solid 5, but I was busy spending $60 on my new freaking replacement screen. I'll pick it up though. I'll try to pick it up though.
You can get in. So the cardboard box always stable the game.
Mm-hmm.
When I sent James this, so you can stand up in it, and then usually you can dive and stuff. So if you dive in it, it kind of
this is pretty funny.
down to stop. But if you dive onto like a hill that goes down a hill, you're just sledding in this cardboard box down the hill.
You could go
and
cardboard
it's way
box.
faster than the horse.
If
there's any hills around, just get in the cardboard box.
It's my preferred
slide
mode
down
of
the hills.
transportation.
And another another thing I did is base is to extract one guy, and then everyone else didn't matter. I just walked in my cardboard box on the ground, walked up to everyone except for the guy I was supposed to, popped out of the top of the box, saw him with a shotgun, and then went back in the box.
Nice.
Bam! Pop. Bam! Pop. It's like, where are these bullets coming from? It's so cool.
They've never seen a cardboard box before. It's
the cardboard box that shoots people with a shotgun. They've never seen that before.
Another question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a Johnny in MGS5? Like
there's no Johnny Suzaki's so far.
Oh, okay.
I don't. Do you know the whole legacy about Johnny Suzaki?
Every son in my grandfather's line is named Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And their entire characters in all of Metal Gear games is all they do is just poop themselves. That is their entire characterization.
That is
until Metal Gear Solid 4, where he becomes a character for no reason and then marries one of the other main characters.
That's the only.
So yeah, he's been in every single Metal Gear game except for this one so far. I haven't actually looked to see if he is in it.
I'm sure you'll see him. I'd goatee for you. Is it goatee for you?
It's go last 5 years.
That's very impressive, especially for you, because you play a fair amount of a very good variety of games. So that's a strong recommendation.
Everyone needs to play.
I will try. Is the story essential to playing the game?
No.
Okay.
There's basically been no story in this game.
I've heard that it's a very good game on its own, but a bad Metal Gear Solid game. So
because Metal Gear Solid games are lots of story
and linear.
Yeah, and none of it's quite super great. It's just everyone loves the crazy story of Metal Gear, and it's never pulled off super well. It's just a lot of story and is crazy. And this game is a lot more grounded. It's kept me interested to keep playing the story missions, and I want to see where it goes. But it's not the Metal Gear type story. It's more of an actual, normal game story. But there's still crazy shit like I talked to you guys about the intro last week.
Uh-huh.
Excited.
Yep.
It's great. Cool. Guys, anything else you've been playing, or other than Hearthstone, Counter-Strike? I think
I have the escape room thing that we didn't have time to talk about last
yes.
week.
I actually do want to hear about that. Yeah.
I have to get going, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No problem.
I'm at the end of my day. I need to get some sleep before I need to start my shift at 11. Second to last week working here. Woohoo.
Ooh. Oh yeah, you're starting your new job soon, right?
Oh.
Nice. Okay. All right. Thanks, Ravenstorm. Thanks for popping by.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. As
Not a
always.
problem.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
I have to get going soon, but go ahead and talk. You can go ahead and.
Alright, so
from your
the
channel.
escape room is the thing we did in Marysville, California. It's
Mhm.
called Condemned.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch of these around everywhere. There's just basically they lock you in a room and it's a series of complex puzzles to get out. And you have an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And there was me and my friend Alec and 10 strangers. And
Okay.
it was fucking great. Because it starts out, they put the 12 people in the 3 rooms,
Mm-hmm.
and there's numbers in the wall, and you don't really know what's going on. They show you video, and they say go. And there's numbers in the wall, and everyone's yelling at each other over the walls trying to figure out what these numbers mean. And it's like, oh, there's a lock. Oh, this is the key to the lock. And then we get the key, and then locks everyone's doors, and we're all together.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get into this room that just looks like a murder room from Saw or something.
Oh jeez.
And it's just one of the puzzles was crucial to the entire thing. There was leaves of a table that was scrawled backwards. You had to look into a mirror, So you had to find all 6 leaves of the table, look into the mirror, and then try and figure out which order the leaves of the table are supposed to go in order to read the clue that was riddle.
Right.
Stuff like that, where it's just
That's super
really
cool.
insane. And there was just constantly finding a key, finding something that tells you where to put the key, putting the key in, another clue, a bunch of numbers. At the end, it was just like 3,000 numbers that you had no idea what any of them meant.
Mm-hmm.
And one of it was like we found a black light, and then we found batteries for black light, put the black light in, shine it in everything. On one of the walls is certain numbers that is a key code to underneath where you open the key code, and then you open that, there's an address book with someone's phone number, which you told about earlier. You're supposed to put the person's phone number in a computer. It's just like on and on and on and on and on. It's just like constant shit.
That's
It's
awesome.
so good. There's a piano where you have to wait to put the black light in the piano to show us which keys to play.
Uh-huh.
And the lady that's playing it, she's like, okay, bop, 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 bop.
Uh-huh.
That didn't work. I don't know what's going on. And
You
then
get different order.
behind her, a door opens. She had no idea. She's like, Bob, should I do it again? Is something wrong? And people behind her are like, yeah, we got it. And she's, I'm just going to keep doing this. I don't know.
Because she can hear you, or?
Yeah, she should have been able to hear us. I don't It's just such a unique experience.
Sounds...
Nothing like that ever. And it's something that I want to do with every other theme. It's just so great. Because you're like, you feel weirdly close to everyone at the end of it. Because
Yeah.
you're like, I don't know your name, but I need your help, so we're gonna work on this for. I just spent working on that table for like 25 minutes, and it turned out that we didn't have all the leaves until like 5 minutes beforehand, so all my work was completely useless.
Aw.
But I still had such a great time.
Okay.
Oh, there's another thing I forgot. So it's just a mom and pop shop where it was the dad, and then there was his daughter was in the room with us as a character that was supposed to be locked in the room forever.
Uh-huh.
And she basically played that character for 45 seconds, and then just got sick of everyone sucking ass at the puzzles and just kind of pointing people to it. And so she was good and bad. Good because she kept giving us enough hints to keep moving on, so we didn't feel super stuck, and we got pretty close without finishing it, so we still felt accomplished. But she was bad because she just fucking did not want to be there. God, she was so sick of everything. She was literally just standing against the wall, just beating the wall, trying to get people's attention. It's like, get fucking shit over there. And people are just looking at these notes, trying to figure out what's going on. She's like, walks up casually, like, honestly, it doesn't mean anything, and then walks away. And it kind of
that ruins it. That kind of
it ruined the mood and ruined like the whole mystery of it when she just walks up. Is like, oh, I'm not actually smart figuring this out. You know?
Yeah.
She's just kind of fucking everything up.
Yeah, that sucks.
It was still great though.
Yeah. Where is that again? Is in
Marysville, California. It's an
Marysville.
hour north of Sacramento.
Okay.
And there's plenty of those in San Francisco and all over the place.
Ah,
Different
sweet.
themes.
We should definitely go.
It's
definitely go.
fantastic.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I think if we have nothing else that we've been checking out, nothing on my end.
Nothing on my end.
Yeah. And then okay. Without further ado, thank you for listening. Intro again always provided to us by Grant Webster. SoundCloud link in the video description. Max, have you been uploading anything new recently?
No.
No? Okay. Well, it doesn't matter because your YouTube link is still in the video description. I just have it as preset. If you want to follow us on Twitter, I'm at the James Lee Taylor. If you want to follow Taylor's things, Taylor's Twitter at TKelsey.
My hilarious Twitter antics.
Yes.
The Star Wars Marketing Force Awakens.
That's not bad. I like that one.
That's a tweet that you can look at TKelsey.
And if you want more podcasts delivered to you via YouTube, do subscribe. It helps out, I guess. So thank you for listening. On behalf of the now absent Ravenstorm, Taylor, Max, and myself, we'll see you next time.
Bye. My Chrome says it's open, but it's not, and I can't uninstall it.
Maybe you have to go on